Hello there, welcome back. My name is Tumitladi and this is my world of programming. Now, this will be video number 5. Let's see, it's a random topic. I want to talk about edit pages are tricky with the list. That sounds like confusing, right? Stay with me. Right, so I'm gonna go with something I'm currently working on. I'm gonna focus on ASP.NET Core MVC, which is this web project. So I want us to go to controller, and we're gonna look at this particular controller, businesses controller. Right, so we're gonna start all the way to the top, and then I want us to look at the corresponding view for this controller businesses. Specifically, let's open the info and edit. We're gonna focus on the edit. Right, so I got the web app running right now, localhost. Remember, I've connected it to my local development database. I'm gonna use a dummy data, so it's gonna be gone, this data, but stay with me. So suppose that this is a client who has logged in, my client on this platform, right? The people that I do businesses with, right? So this client's gonna go to a dashboard, right? So on a dashboard, they get to add information such as the business, their trading hours and their contact information. That is gonna be useful for the end users on their mobile application, which is .NET MAUI, both Android and iOS, right? So he will then need to start with adding business info. Trust me, I've taken precautions. You can't add trading hours or contact info prior adding business info. You can't do that. Right, let's start with adding business info. So the first thing that I need here is simple, the name of business. So I'm going to say Jonas's, if there's such a name, Jonas's cleaning service, right? And then how about the business? Our business is just too great. This is just a dummy data. Why your business? Because you need to be able to provide why you stand out. Why is it that the end users have to go to your business, right? Because we are simply the best. There we go. So you then have to provide the latitude and longitude. So like I said, it's a dummy data. So let's do this. And then longitude. Trust me, this doesn't exist even if you try to get the coordinates of this. This is just a dummy data, right? So this is all that I'm requiring for business info. And then Jonas will need to say save. Give it a couple of seconds. There we go. So now the business info has been added. He can go ahead and edit if he wants to. We need to move to a second step, which is adding trading hours. This is what I need you to pay attention to. So Monday, I'm asking, Monday, what time do you open? Let's say for each site open 8. They say 8 and they leave it like that, right? Or let's just say 8 until 4. Hit save. Pay attention to this, right? So I'm allowing him to add the trading hours for Monday. He can go and add furthermore, to say add hours again. So Tuesday, now he says, no, I don't work on Tuesday, but I do work on Wednesday. Let's say, again, 8, this time until, let's just say 5. So let's say there's a mistake here, right? Hit save. This is allowed. I'm allowing this, right? And finally, he's gonna say Friday, and this one 8 until 2 o'clock. Save. So basically it's telling us that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday he's open for business. So final step, which is contact info. Here, obviously, the system will have to pick up your current phone number that's registered on the platform and your email address. Don't worry, these are my email addresses and my phone number. Alternative, if you don't have, it's fine, you can leave it like that. Let's just say this person writes something I don't have one for whatever reason, save. It's allowed, but it's never going to get it to the end users without my approval. So step one is done. Now they log out. Then I log in, I come in, I'm going to go and review, right, what's going on. So I go and look at all the requests for all the clients, right? I'm going to go to businesses, right? And I see there's one business, Jonas's Cleaning Service. Okay, I can see. You see, it can never be active because I'm the one that has to approve it, right? So by default, it's going to have to be false. All right, I see when it was added. Okay, then I click there. Please look at what I have decided to go with this information. So this is the info, right? Now I can see everything. I need to be able to see everything, even the business owner. If I click here, it's going to take me to get information about this owner of the business, right? And then I see the trading hours. And I see the contact info, including that one that says I don't have. If they don't provide anything, I'm just going to go ahead and say not available, right? But I want us to focus on trading hours. This is where I decided to inject on the info page a list of data. So let's go now to the code. If we go to the info, on the info, I'm saying pass in the business ID, right? I'm going to go to info async on the service. It's going to return business trading contact view model, right? But if we go back to that info, you see it's going to return this guy. But what is this guy? It's a combination of a couple of view models, right? I already have a business info view model. I have a trading hours view model. I have a contact info view model. But on the trading hours, I am doing it as a list. That means I'm injecting it as a list. I hope you can see that, right? So then let's go back to just a glimpse of how I'm going about the info. Here's the info. So first I'm getting the business. If it's not now, then we're gonna go and get the trading hours as a list and the contact info, and I'm gonna build this guy. And then for each, I'm gonna read inside all the trading hours and then all that. Okay, you understand the drill, right? So this is what you're able to see, that Monday or the Wednesday, this is them, and Monday, this is them, and Friday, this is them. This is the information that I need, right? Remember, if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down on the comment section below. Anything that you want clarity on, any question you might have, anything, any advice, any suggestion, I'm open to anything, right? On the comment, right? So here's a tricky part, the edit. I struggle with the edit for quite a long time because I know how to inject this data. So let me show you the view of this. On the info, you see, this is the model, the same model, business, trading, contact view model. So it's a combination of these three things, right? Then what I do is on the trading hours, right? Which is this block here, this entire block. On the trading hours, I then use a for each to loop inside the model that consists of that list, which is trading hours view model list. That's what I do. I loop and then I fit that data once I read item one at a time, right? Good. Now, if I go and say, okay, I want to modify, I see this is incorrect. We need to fix this, and this I don't want. This is incorrect, you know. So let's go and modify. Right. Before I can approve, I want some space here. You know, it needs to be nice. There we go. And then here's some space as well. It needs to be nice. See, I'm making the changes, right? And then we rather do not available, because if it doesn't exist here, it has to be a link to your socials, right? Because this information is needed for the end user. Good. All right. So now here's a tricky part that I was struggling with. The edit page, it was the same. Here it is. But I learned I cannot use a for each. The edit page, the first thing about the edit page that you need to know, there has to be some hidden for. Meaning that when you are editing something, the ID has to be hidden. because you need to know what are you editing, right? So the only way to know is that there has to be the business info. The moment I started to say, okay, I'm approving this business, is a business active from false to true, right? This information, it needs to know based on the ID, which is business info ID, right? But this guy has to be hidden. So you may be asking, why am I exposing it? Because for me, I need to be able to see them, right? But in the real world, you should hide this guy. I understand all about this. So when you hide it from the end user, right? But you need to be able to send it like underground, right? Same thing with the ID of the user, which is this person, right? And this created on because you're not modifying this data. So if you're not modifying something, you need to be able to hide it, use it, hidden info. So the same thing I do with hidden for contact info, which is this guy. I just made the changes on this WhatsApp, but I have hidden this guy. Even if I hate this guy, but I need to know what value this is so that I can look for it and make the changes that are necessary. I hope it makes sense. So, but the tricky part is going to be this one. Because now you don't see anything about trading hours. It's because when I scroll, I land first and foremost like an info. I cannot use a for each. But on edit, I can use a for loop. So for int x is 0, x less than model, accessing this guy's list. And the secret is dot count. I'm getting the total number of the items in there. And then I increment that x. Then this is where now I have to say, what is it I want hidden? Hidden model, such as model accessing the guy but passing in the index. And then I say dot trading hour ID, which is the property, and the day. So trading hour ID, which is this guy, it's hidden, and the day it's hidden because you can't modify this, right? But I want to modify something that you may have made a mistake thereof, right? Which is this ones, which is the hours. Now, here is a display for, and display for mean that you can only see. But here it's the editor for, which is the hours. So not only did I have to do this, but in order to feed data to see it like this, right? I still had to pass in the index, which is the most important thing. This is something that I wasn't aware of because back in university, they taught us, yes, you can inject the page with a list like I just did here. Remember this advanced stuff, which is .NET Core. But then we were using typical MVC, right? In fact, not MVC, we were using web forms. Does anyone remember web forms? Before MVC, there were web forms, yes. We used to use web forms, right? So they taught us how to inject a list, but they never taught us how to manipulate a list and send it back. So why is this important? Why am I showing this? It's because whatever that you're doing here, like I showed the, let's see, like I showed you there's a view model. It has this guy, right? But this guy has trading hour ID, day, and hours, right? That's the only thing I'm exposing. And if you look at this guy, it has to correspond to those properties, because what it's going to do while mapping this, when you send back, when you click submit, which is save, I'm about to do that. What it does on the controller, for post, you see, this is exactly what I'm expecting back. I'm injecting this guy all the way to the top as a model, but also I'm expecting it back. And when that happens, apart from this guy, which is my hack to read the contents of the drop-down list, right? Then everything is going to be mapped here automatically and properly. So as soon as I click, okay, everything it's perfect. Hit save. Give it a couple of seconds. And there you go. It says you have edited business Jonas's cleaning service, right? Now, what do we see? We see that now the business is now allowed to be active and live, right? So I'm still busy with this feature. What I'm going to do after I have successfully looked at it, I'm going to send the email notifying them that listen, the business is live, and automatically the web API, because I'm done with the web API, will pick it up and then will now allow the end users on the mobile app to see that, oh, there is a business with this data. If I click, you can see now it's now active, and you can see I made a change there. It was only 17, and then I made some spaces, and finally, funny enough, I may have a bug. This did not change. Oh, I'm glad. Let's try that again. This is true. Everything's good there. I don't have one. I remember doing this. Let's hit save. Now let's go and quickly check on the edit. I may have a bug. Interesting. What's up? Okay. And then the service. Do we still have the service? I want to check something quickly. You see, this is what I love about programming. Let's see. I get data from the WhatsApp. It's supposed to go there. Okay, let's see. Okay, I still have the bug. I need to go and investigate why this did not persist. It might be because of this guy. So something I need to check. Which is why the hidden for is important. So it might not work because I need to be able to track what's going on here. Am I getting this data correctly? It's possible that this was not fed. And how will I know that? If you go to the info, but it was properly fed into it. That's why it was able to show up here. Okay, so now I've gave you the glimpse of what's going on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to investigate this bug and I'm going to fix it. But I hope you now saw that edit pages are tricky with the list. Let me know what you learned down on the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to you. There's still more coming. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like it, and there's still more. I want to show how I went about this complex system. It's big system, and these are going to be random topics I go about. Until next time.